Okay, so now we're gonna be going into the effects and transitions section of CapCut. And this is where CapCut really excels. It can do so many great transitions and effects that can't be done in Premiere, Final Cut, After Effects without spending a lot of time or a lot of money. Some of these things that are even in the free version are things that I've spent $20, $30, $50, $70 just for plugins that do additional things like this in Premiere and After Effects. So it's just amazing. First things I wanna show is we can apply effects to clips, and we can also apply effects to everything. So let's take a look at clip specific types of effects. So if I click on here, we can see we have all of these different features. So for example, I can remove the background. So I can either do a custom removal where I am using a brush and drawing all over myself, or I could just do or I can use the Pro Brush. I could do auto removal where boom, and I can get a background version of myself. Let's go ahead and undo that. Another effect that we could do, so we could add blur, add a little bit, blend it both directions. And what motion blur does is this is only great for when you shoot at high frame rates, because when we look at our hand right now, you can actually see it's blurring. And that's how our eyes see. It's how we interpret that something is moving fast. So you don't want to do it in all situations, but you do want to do it when there is something that you want to emphasize is going really fast. Let's go ahead and undo that. There's quite a few different things that you can do, and I encourage you to play around with it. You can do your basic editing filters. Sometimes, a lot of times if I'm holding my clip and I'm doing it a little bit handheld, one of the features that I'll use quite often is the stabilize, and I almost always go to recommended. It almost always works best for me, but I don't have any, it's on a tripod. We did that. Retouch, we can go ahead and retouch the face, and so you can see it's just zooming in on me there. But we can smooth the face. Doesn't look so great, but we can play with different skin tone features. If I wanted to change my skin tone, make it a little bit creamier. All these different features that we can do right here in it. And what's nice is, since this is all talking head, I could apply it all. Now, this isn't something that I ever really do. I could even reshape my face. Whoa, that's interesting. That's wild. This is crazy that you can do this. You can't do this in Premiere. Okay, so moving on, you kind of get the idea. You can do effects directly to each clip and you can apply them to all. Another thing that we can do is, let's just go back out so nothing is selected. What we can do is what's commonly referred to as a global adjustment. This is called an adjustment layer. So what we would want to do is just go to the effects, click on the effect, and we can do a video effect. And one of my favorite ones is actually in lens, and it's this edge glow. I really love how this looks, and we can just adjust it a little bit. And you can see now we have it applied. We can see it underneath everything. And this means that everything above it is getting the effect applied to it. So I can drag it. I can treat it just like a regular clip. I can apply it to the whole thing if I wanted. So it won't let you split the adjustment layers, but you can still drag the handles. And what we can do is we can still add effects on top of it. And this is, again, where it's really gonna start to shine, because this is stuff that you wouldn't be able to do super well in Premiere. It would just bog down your computer too much. So let's go ahead, let's see. So I like this film look, that's cool. This is just to show you. So I could either have it apply to the whole thing or just little certain sections. You can stack them on top of each other. And that's one of the ways that you can add it. Now, what we can also do, let's just remove that. Another thing we can do is body effects. So if I have a body and it'll add different things, like this will add a background. Wow, that was wild. So this will add background behind me, so it cuts me out and adds it behind me. We can do this cool gothic effect. And this will apply to the body of the video. And as you can see, it's like looking for them out. There's so many different things that you could play with. We can give myself an embarrassed face. I'm sweating. But yeah, these are really fun. It's crazy fast how quickly this could do it. It would take so long on my computer. But then we also have photo effects. So let's go to that B-roll shot. Click on that. And effects. We could do photo effects, or style is what it really comes down to, but style. And we have all of these different effects that we can do. So if we wanted to expand our photos, we could make it a little bit bigger using this autofill option. But so you can see, like, that isn't a part of the original footage. It's a pretty good job. But okay, let's go ahead and undo. So we can apply this photo puzzle, which does a kind of a cool photo effect where it brings in Megan. All kinds of different cool stuff. I encourage you to go around and play with it. Unfortunately for this one, you can't tap and hold the favorite things. That'd be nice, maybe one day. But let's go ahead and undo that. So those are the different types of effects effects. All right, so let's talk about transitions. Transitions are marked by these little boxes in between all of our clips. When we click on the transitions, we can see that we have all of these different options, and this is amazing. Like, you couldn't do any of these transitions for free in Premiere or Final Cut or After Effects. Like, you need to pay for a plugin to do this. But it's really, really cool. So I would never recommend doing a transition between these two clips because it just doesn't make any sense. But what we could do is, let's just, you know, for the sake of it, let's just pretend we're zooming into my face, and I really wanted to emphasize that. So what I might do is I could click on the transition. I'd see all of my different effects. I know I really, really like this pull in. So I can just press the pull in, and now I can make it, I normally do my transitions about half a second. And if I click on it, now I can just see my transitions. Boom, now we kind of brought you into the scene. Your ability to do a transition is gonna be limited the length of your clip. So if you're like struggling to figure out why can I only get 0.1 or 0.2, it's because your clip isn't long enough. And all you need to do is just come into one of these and just extend it a little bit. It needs a little bit of clip to work with. So we can move it back to 0.5, and that's how you could do a transition. Now, another thing is if you just wanted to have the exact same transition to all of them, you could swipe up, go to apply to all, and now it's applied to all of your clips. Didn't mean to do that, no problem, just undo. So what I want to show you is a common thing that I might actually do would be I want to introduce this B-roll, but I don't want it to just start and pop up. So first I want to get rid of this effect, and the way that I do it, I don't see anything right now. So if I just click on effects with nothing selected, I can see now I have this, and I'm just going to delete that. Now I'm going to go back and I'll click on the B-roll footage, and now I want to introduce this clip. I might do an animation where I want it to kind of swing in. I like this kind of edit. So I'll bring it in for a half second. So now it's going to swing in. That's a little bit too jarring. Let's try a different one. I do like that. Maybe it just needs to start a little beforehand. So let's go ahead. That's nice. I might not have that same Ken Burns animation because it's like a little bit much. Let's go ahead and delete that and maybe just make it a little more subtle. That's probably fine. Let's see. That's a little bit better. So there are tons of different transitions. I again recommend going in and playing with it. Unfortunately, as of this time, there isn't a way to favorite your favorite transitions. It would be really nice to have your little favorited tab, but I'm sure that'll come one day. And what I would normally recommend is going ahead and adding all the transitions that you would want. And then in the next section, I would go ahead and add our text, which we'll do next.